What addiction is socially acceptable but shouldn't be? Doom scrolling social media. Minding other people's business addiction. 24-hour news cycle. News addiction can lead to stress and anxiety. Work. The term workaholic has been flipped from a bad thing into a positive thing. Social media. Sugar. Overuse of credit cards. It's dangerous when you become so obsessed with a team that you look like hooligans capable of killing and dying for a sport. Gaming. I know people will say, you can get addicted to any hobby. But I've never known anyone to be so obsessed with reading or knitting or sports that they peed in bottles, neglected their hygiene, failed out of school, gotten fired, or refused to work at all. I've known, lived with, or dated people who have done all of those things, but their addiction was brushed off with. Everyone likes video games, a lot of people like drinking too. But there's a difference between going out to the bar now and then and being a full-blown alcoholic. Vaping. Internet. Caffeine addiction. Pornography. Gambling. Money is a social construct anyway. Retail therapy and racking up tons of credit card debt. Smoking weed every day. News flash. I do need it to get through every day. That's an addiction. Even if it's just weed. Anything that relies on you taking something to forget about reality. Alcohol. Weed. Meth. Fentanyl. Even online escapism. It's a failure of society for so many people to be so escapist. Attention. Alcoholism. It is amazing how many people's lives are centered around it. Wealth. Nothing wrong with being rich. But when you care more about money than people. When there is no number high enough to sate you. When you will steal from the poor to make yourself a nickel richer. You have serious mental health issues. Cheese. I can't stop once I start. Probably excessive marijuana use. I know fully functioning, productive potheads, but also many who struggle with the addiction, including myself. Being a workaholic. Even if you are a workaholic, people just see you as a hard worker. Coffee, caffeine. Porn. So many young guys wonder, why am I having issues in the bedroom? Maybe cause you're jumping from scene to scene to scene of 10 babes in niche scenarios and fetishes multiple times a day and beating your dick like it owes you money. Your brain was not wired for that. Porn is fine, but if you let it impact real intimacy, then you have an addiction. And that's apparently pretty normal now. Reddit. Greed. Processed food. Easy dopamine releases. We should all be aware that games and TV are designed to hook us on an easy boost. It makes the slower tempo of real life seem unsatisfying and cannot be healthy for us over the long term. Sugar. Work. Social media. Smartphones. Weed. Emotional eating. Drinking to emotionally regulate. Alcohol is way too freely pushed. Either that or they need to start making cigarette commercials again. Fair is fair. Porn and video games. Greed. People addicted to accumulating wealth is how we get billionaires who dodge taxes while repressing wages for the rest of us. But most analysts just say that's how you run good business. Bullshit. Margins can't increase every year until the company collapses or the workforce is below the poverty line. Yet it seems to be socially acceptable. Romantic relationships, having the one be your reason for existing, is lauded, idealized, even as romantic AF. You can find this theme running through every type of entertainment media, songs particularly, but also movies, shows, books, etc. It's not romantic in reality, it's very unhealthy. In so many ways. Sugar, it's so bad for you. But it's in everything. Unearned self-importance, social media, video games, alcohol, sugar, attention, self-harm. Gaming. Food addiction. Phones. Alcohol. Alcohol as a whole. Sugar. Cell phone. Money. Screen use. Alcohol. Drugs. Alcohol, porn, fapping. Electronic devices. Porn. Porn. Gaming. Pornography. I don't think people realize how destructive it is. Porn. Porn. Plastic surgery. Alcoholism. Sex hookup addiction. Alcohol. Smoking. Sex. Guilty as charged. My phone battery dies before noon. Alcoholism. Porn. Porn addiction. Porn. Video games. All of them. Luckily, the last 10-20 years have shone a massive light on addiction. The biggest problem, though, in my mind is prescription problems. It may be heavily monitored, but with a lot of painkillers. It's so easy to just say I'm still in pain and get a new prescription. It's dangerous. Social media and porn. Weed. Porn. Porn. Anorexia in overweight people and binge eating disorders in underweight people. Caffeine. Addiction to money, working. Sound. People have those dang earpods in all the time. Always listening to something. Marijuana. Weed is becoming increasingly destigmatized at an astonishing rate for one of the most visible and widely used literal drugs in the West, and the effort and intensity of rationalization around it is appropriately mind-blowing. Sure, you can't OD. It won't directly kill you. And it has positive effects. But it's still also all the things South Park got right about it. And more. Smoking. Caffeine. It's just glorified. All addictions should be socially acceptable. Addicts are victims. They're sick. It's like any other mental health issue. Reddit. Obesity. It's a whole trend now. I never seen more people so proud of heart failure. Attention. Kids vaping. Drinking alcohol. It ruins lives for so many people. Pushing religion onto others. Punishing the kid who gets bullied just as bad as the bully. Coffee. Obesity. You can get beaten up for telling someone they should lose weight. One friend doesn't talk to me after I told him he is fat as fuck. Nose spray, I heard. Sex addiction, lol. Diet Coke. Aspartame is one hell of an addictive fake sugar. Smoking pot. It kills my drive and personality. I wish it was illegal. Working. And by that, I mean slaving for a company which is going to dump you the first chance they get. Just the other day, my cousin was proudly talking about how he hasn't slept more than 5 hours a day for quite some time now. Work. Hoarding money.